To die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. Good morning, Kings. We all know that there's a point of no return with women where they've kind of exposed themselves to too much hedonism, too much degeneracy, and their souls are forever kind of corrupted. What a lot of people don't actually recognize is that I've seen that there's a point of no return for men as well, where their souls are so fucked up that it becomes kind of impossible for them to attract a really genuinely good woman into their lives. This is a trap which I've seen many men fall into, and it's one that I've wanted to very diligently avoid, which means I've spent a lot of time thinking about it and what actually causes that. Sadly, I can't tell you the specific point of no return. I can't tell you the experience which makes it so that a man cannot visibly see a good woman for who she is and connect with her. But I think I've come a step closer, actually, over the last few days, because I've been really thinking a lot about lust. I'm in Bali right now, and Bali is a very interesting place because I live in Bangkok, right? In Bangkok, you kind of know what you're getting. Bangkok is quite a hedonistic city. You're gonna walk down the road, you're gonna see like massage girls, oh, massage. You're gonna get catcalled. There's a party every single day in Bangkok. If you really want to go, you can go, right? You know what you're getting with Bangkok? Nana Plaza, strippers, drugs, etc. I think Bali is a much more demonic place actually than Bangkok. Bali wears a mask where it's like, no, we come here, like we're just here to like, you know, health max and eat red meat on wooden boards and do handstands in the sun and all of this shit. Coming here really fucking does something to people for some reason. Of course there's exceptions to that rule, but generally speaking, like, you are not going to find a wifey tier woman in Bali, ever. Why is that? Well, that's because casual sex is such a ridiculously huge thing here. And it's under this veil of like, well, it's okay because it's spiritual, or like we're just trying to understand each other and live, laugh, love, you know. I wish I could explain this a bit better to you, but anyone who's been to Bali kind of knows. You get here and really like degenerate low-key shit kind of just slips through kind of like a Trojan horse, which I honestly think is way worse. And if you're not aware of this before you come to Bali, if you're not aware of the fact that actually the locals fucking worship demons and that they do daily offerings to basically protect themselves from these demons, you're gonna find yourself falling into a lot of traps. And that's what most people experience in Bali. Even really good, like well put together guys can find themselves slipping into a hedonistic hell very quickly. I was supposed to come here for 1 week. I'm now on week 4. I can do that because I'm blessed and I can make money online and I'm having an awesome time here. It's a cool place. I have a motorbike. I can rip my motorbike around. There's lots of beautiful women around. It's a nice change of pace from Bangkok. But I've had a specific lens on lust and the degenerate side of things. And I think previously when I've been looking at things like this, I focus a lot on the symptoms, you know, and you can deal with symptoms one by one, but much more effectively, you can solve all of those problems by addressing the root cause, the catalyst. Why is it that certain men cannot seem to find a good girl? Of course, it all starts with the self-identity and the belief, right? Do you even want that? Has someone hurt you in the past which has made you so jaded that you're now terrified of opening up your heart and soul to another woman who could potentially destroy it? Because you don't get love and a connection without an offering first. You don't reap the rewards of making a bet without first putting your money on the table. And in this case, if you want a good relationship with a girl, if you genuinely want to reach into the 4D and the 5D realm which they operate in, because us men, we're 3D, we're physical, we're in the real world, we're making money, we're making things happen. I'm sat in a $10,000 per month villa right now. I'm recording on a camera, which I had to hit the oil rig to buy, right? Women don't. Women have a totally different power, which I wish I could explain to you fully. However, I cannot. They operate in a whole different fucking realm. But there's been times with certain girls where I'm sleeping next to them and I dream about money in my bank account. They bring goodness to my life. They bring abundance and love and stability into my life. And that's what a good woman can do for you if you bare your heart and soul to her. There's also been times where I've been with a woman and I've not been able to fucking sleep at night. And it's been absolutely hellish for me. And given the choice between those two, and the third option being, I'm just young man, I'm just gonna like fuck around, bang a bunch of women, which is possibly the saddest option in my opinion, because there's nothing really more low vibrational than sharing such a sacred act of love with a woman who you have zero connection with. Because there's a real big difference between fucking and making love. Guys who fuck a lot, they have essentially flipped a switch in their mind where they've disconnected from the sacred act of lovemaking and they just see it as a fuck. And I find that to be very fucking sad, because once you flip that switch, maybe I'm wrong, but you're just gonna have a much harder fucking time meeting awesome women, connecting with them. And quite frankly, you fuck a girl, you know, I don't know, you match her on Tinder, you fuck her, well done. Who gives a shit? Honestly, who gives a shit? You've come, nice. I could do that. I could just jack off. I could come, you know. And then also you get the slight ego boost of like, oh yes, I fucked her so hard, bro, yeah. But it's like, dude, we're like 26 now, you know. I'm 26 years old, and it's like, who gives a shit? You know, you got a girl on Tinder, you brought her around, you fucked her. Well done. I'm not really impressed by that. I never have been impressed by that, frankly. Anyway, what the fuck am I talking about? Those three options, out of the three, one of them is like actually soul sucking. The other one is very lonely. The one which I've always been drawn to has always been like a deep soul bonding connection with a woman who brings goodness into your life, who is genuinely good, right? Because a lot of guys, they have these anecdotal experiences where it's like, well, yeah, I did all that, bro, but then it was shit and this happened and da 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 da. Okay, you have to learn through experience and pain so that you can carry yourself in a way in a relationship where you actually get what you want. And you can only do that if you go into relationships bearing your heart and soul, taking the risk and learning through pain. It's like anything else in life. And then you have this cope of like, well, Sam, if I just fuck a bunch of women, then I'll learn how to fuck good. Okay, good. You can fuck good. You can put your dick in effectively. You don't have to do that for 10 years until you're 35 years old and then you find your wife. It doesn't take 10 years to learn how to fuck. Also, once again, fucking and making love, very different skills, very different. I'm going on so many tangents in this video. I haven't recorded a YouTube video for a while. I apologize if this is really messy. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the point of my video now. So, I was at a shisha lounge yesterday. I'm smoking a lot of shisha while I'm in Bali. I was sat with two friends, and I noticed we're in the middle of a deep conversation. We're really like getting into like some deep shit, and suddenly both of them just kind of go AFK for a minute and go, like that kind of, you know. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? I turned around and there was like a few girls behind me, and you know, they were attractive. So what I noticed myself doing is I turned around, looked at them, noticed they were attractive, and then turned back to my friends and went, oh, fuck you, no, like that. But then I kind of just sort of realized, like, I didn't even really feel that way, you know? I just went with the motion of the group. And the group were acknowledging, oh, these girls are fucking fit, man, langers, bro, massive bunda in it, bit stupid not to look at a bunda in it, bit stupid. And I didn't even really give a shit, to be honest. I just went with the group sort of motive in that moment. And that's when I kind of realized, like, that is possibly the catalyst to why guys have a really hard time connecting with good women. It is the act of looking at women in a lustful manner. It's the act of looking at a woman and thinking, oh, I'd fuck the shit out of her, bro. I'd clap the fuck out of her. I've never really, truly looked at women that way. Of course, sometimes I look at a girl and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, like, you know, she's really attractive, but I'm never really in my mind thinking like, oh, fucking, she'd get it, man. I'm not like looking at her and just visualizing me having sex with her, which I think might actually be the catalyst. The reason why all of these symptoms come into play and create this aura of a man who, one, never attracts a good woman, two, is invisible to attractive women, three, can't even see a good woman when they see one. And if you think about it, if you're looking at women lustfully, think of all of the micro moments throughout your day where you see an attractive woman and you direct that sort of energy towards them. Think how low vibrational that is. Think how like shallow and just ego fulfilling that is, just to think like, oh, I'd fuck the shit out of her, you know. I'm not saying that you should never look at a woman and think, wow, she is fucking beautiful, you know. Sometimes I look at a woman, I'm acknowledging that. Nice tits, you know, that's a nice pair of tits there, you know, but I think I would probably be better off if I didn't do that. If I'm optimizing for finding a good woman who I really connect with, who brings goodness into my life, I think I would have a much better time if I just completely cut out. Because if you think about it as well, every single fucking time without fail, when you've done that, when you've looked at a woman and thought, wow, that is a fucking nice ass. Have you ever, for example, smiled at her or talked to her anyway? Probably not. Probably fucking not, you know? Most of the time, you just fucking don't. The only times I've ever truly had like a good connection with a woman who's good, and trust me, I fucking test women and I probe them very diligently on if they're genuinely like, if their baseline is like good, you know, if they're not going out and drinking and if they're not engaging in casual sex, etc. Trust me, I fucking test the fuck out of women before I start taking anything seriously. The only time I've had a good woman like that is when I've first connected with them on some level outside of just fucking. And the only times I come and I feel like a piece of shit for it is when I've came into it with this low vibrational frequency of, oh, I just want to fuck, I need to fuck tonight, or oh, there's a fucking motive going on tonight, there's a party and I need to bring some girls. It's this scarcity and this vibrational frequency of, oh, I need to be the big dog, you know, I need to be around a bunch of girls and I need to be seen with girls and I need to fuck. Oh, she would get it. The way that you do everything and the frequency that you do it from matters more than anything else. And it applies for money as well. I was talking with my friends Hamza and Kaz, who I'm living with right now in Bali, about crypto and guys who make crypto, and the fact that most of them, if not all of them, are just drug addicts. They just do a bunch of fucking drugs, or they don't have any sense of higher purpose. I know this all sounds very airy-fairy as well because it's not tangible, right? I'm a man, I get it, right? You're listening to this, you're a man, and you're like, well, Sam, none of this shit's tangible, none of this is 3D. Boys, we don't understand shit, okay? We don't understand shit. We don't understand the rules of the universe. We don't understand how and why things work, but you've noticed it too. If you become a lot more conscious of these things, you start to notice these patterns in the universe. People who make money from low vibrational activities, drug dealing, crypto, etc., they are never in a position which I envy. Never. They're all doing drugs, they're all fucking around, they don't have any sense of purpose, they're lost souls. I think it's the exact same with how you meet women as well. If you meet a woman and the baseline is, I want to fuck the shit out of her, there is a 0% chance that you're ever going to find a good one, a good girl. God will genuinely make them invisible to you until you fix this, until you train out of yourself to not operate at a baseline of lust. And only then will good girls and good, fulfilling connections become visible to you again. I think men and women, they have these points of no return. I think women have it a lot harder. I think women, with the amount of opportunities they get to be hedonistic and degenerate, generally speaking, their point of no return is a lot earlier than men, right? But fucking rest assured, men have it too. Men can go too fucking far. They can become fucking lost souls, and they can rob themselves of the ability of connecting with a really good girl. And I think if you stop looking at women lustfully, if you stop operating at a baseline of lust, you will avoid nearly all of the traps you can fall into, which will lead you down a very dark path. And it's the exact same with money. If you make money from some bullshit, crypto flip, drug dealing, whatever else low vibrational garbage, you will be unhappy forever. You will have a shitty life. You can buy as many Lamborghinis as you want. You will not fill that void in your soul. I am blessed because I get to make money doing what I love, which is this: making YouTube videos, editing YouTube videos, learning how to master the art of content. And through that, I get to help hundreds, thousands, millions of people. And I also sell a product which completely changes the lives of anyone who's brave enough to take the leap and join. That is a fucking high vibrational, sick business. If you want to learn more from me on how to make money without trading in your soul, helping people, doing things that you love every single day, then go ahead and click the first link in the description. It's just a form. Fill out the form, and if you're a good fit, then I'll be in touch. I know this video is a bit messy. My apologies. I've not been on camera for a while. I've been recording a lot of modules for the new upgraded version of the Academy of Excellence, so I feel a bit rusty on camera delivering you guys value. I wanted to just break the seal and talk about something which I've been thinking about a lot recently. So even though it's a bit disjointed, I hope this makes sense. And if you have any other questions, then go ahead and just message me on Instagram. Have a good day, boys.